It's the Cundy Nathan Show.
So here it is then. Welcome to episode 4 of the Cundy Nathan Show. I'm Nathan.
I'm Cundy.
And this is a podcast. Is that right? Is that how we usually do this?
Yeah. We've been away for a while, haven't we?
We have been away.
The stars have not been aligning.
No. There's been Easter holidays for both of us. So time to spend with the children and eating chocolate. Is that what you've been doing?
I painted. Did I paint any eggs this year? I think I made a half-assed attempt. Oh yeah, I did. I did like a cartoon kind of style one, like a slightly pop-arty pow.
Oh right.
On my egg.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then took it up on Dartmoor and smashed them up. Threw them at some sheep.
Is that ritual? Is it?
Yeah, go and see if you can hit some sheep with a hard-boiled egg.
Oh right.
Painted,
okay.
Decorated. So, yeah, they like it. The sheep like it.
Yeah.
You know,
I can imagine.
Yeah, they get to eat the egg after it's been smashed into their
eyeballs,
into their mutton chops.
Little tiny mutton chops. Well, at least you haven't been wasting your time off. That's putting it to good use.
That's been pretty good. What else have I been doing lately? Been busy. Went to that old. I'll tell you what we did do in the.
Here we go. Here we go.
It was the Warner Brothers studio tour, which is the Harry Potter tour, really. Cause, but that's good. I would recommend that as a day out. Whether you got family or not.
I'll be fair. You've not sold it to me yet.
Well, it's kind of like. You imagine how many films are there? 7, 8,
I think
100.
I think last time we checked there was 7.
It's kind of like walking through, like the extras on a DVD, and it's like, and here's all the puppets, and here's the model that took us 8 years to make, and then we just burnt it down in a scene, and here's Hagrid's beard and all that sort of stuff. It's really really interesting, and it's just like mind blowing.
Right.
I'm old enough to know how much work goes into a film, but fuck me, a lot of work goes into those films. It's insane, and it's really nice going into like the Great Hall, and it's all the actual bits. You go into Hagrid's hut and what's the big wizard, Dumbledore. You can tell I'm a big fan.
Big wizard.
I'm a big wizard fan, but you don't have to be impressed by it. And
right.
the final room is like the model of Hogwarts that they made. It's just fucking incredible. It's massive.
Big. Blew you away, did it?
It's massive. Imagine how big it must have looked for little Warwick Davis.
Oh,
Jesus.
mate. Everything looks big to him, though, doesn't it?
He could literally live in it.
Supermarkets, tents.
But it was really interesting. Yeah, they had some people that worked on the creature effects and that you could actually talk to. I talked to them anyway. Talked to them for ages.
What, like the animatronics and stuff like that?
There's loads of 8-year-old kids behind me. Get out of the way, old mister. I want to ask some questions about Harry Potter.
You're just taking up the time.
But yeah, it was really good. Full, it's like a good few hours to get round it as well. It's massive. It's big.
Good stuff.
So recommended as a day out. It's easy to get to as well. Just off the M25.
Just off it. In which direction?
Near Watford.
Ah, right. Okay.
Go Watford way round. What's that? Clockwise, I think. Isn't it?
I've no idea. It's a fair distance for me to get there from here.
As the crow flies. Yeah, it's not so much of a day out for you. That's more like you want to have a week or something. Yeah,
and a week at Harry Potter Land sounds like something I definitely don't want to do.
I think Harry Potter, I'd call it more Harry Potter Museum. It's very museum-like. And when you're in the Great Hall and stuff, I said to the kids, this is like being at a National Trust house. Which obviously...
That went down a treat, didn't it? Yes, it is.
It's like, oh, well, we've been in halls like this at the National Trust, and usually you're moaning like fuck, so...
Yeah.
So, enjoy this, kids.
Little reminder that they was being educated. They weren't just having fun.
Yeah. Oh, look, there's Snape's wand, Dad. Brilliant. Snap it. Snape, R.I.P. Rickman. That's sad, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, let's not put it down straight away on the podcast.
Good point of that, though, was that Die Hard was up on Netflix. I haven't seen that for ages.
It's not on here.
It's not on the green list.
We've not got a lot of things that are on there. Compared to the UK, we haven't really got that much. Or America, or wherever else.
All the UK Netflix users sort of look at American Netflix and go, they got the best one. But is that what you get with the UK?
We got a lot of stuff. Yeah, we get like quite a bit. It's only been out here since like December, I think, or November. So it's not been out that long, but it's getting better all the time. But yeah, it's just a bit crap. Yeah. No Die Hard, mate.
No Die Hard. Predator was on there the other day as well. That's still amazing. Still really holds up. I mean, there's a lot of shit on there. You have to really search sometimes. But they did dump a bunch of good 80s stuff on there the other day.
Yeah. There's a lot of Bollywood movies on. Yeah.
Lot of Bollywood, a lot of foreign. Which some of them are alright, but sometimes I just can't be asked to read the words.
Yeah. Imagine having that job. Imagine that was your job, just to write in the descriptions of the film or TV program.
I don't think anyone does on Netflix. It's just like they just have like some generic lines like, if you're looking for a thriller, then this one's for you.
And it's something like, I don't know, Ricky Gervais's Derek or something like that.
If you like Derek, you'll love Apocalypse Now. What?
Yeah. To be honest, both of them are a disaster. So, there you go.
I see Gervais is making just another slight tangent before we start talking about video games. Go on. Gervais is making a movie, isn't he? A David Brent movie.
He's been making it for about a year and a half, yeah.
You know me, mate. I'm on the cusp.
I know you are. On the pulse all the time. Life on the Road is out in August, yeah.
So this is the story of him when he goes off to do his music career?
Yes. So it's obviously after the events of The Office.
Do you reckon he'll get away with it? Is it still... Have we moved past the level of humour in The Office? I mean, I do...
I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful simply because I'm a massive Office fan. But my worries come in the 7-foot shape of Stephen Merchant missing from the writing staff on that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's not part of it apparently.
Washed his hands a bit.
So Gervais is out on his own, and the things that you get when Gervais is out on his own is Derek.
So there's no Og Monster or whatever he was called in it then.
Well, I think even though he's not on the writing credits, I don't know if they're still friends and stuff. There was like a whole sort of conspiracy theory that I read through the other day on Twitter.
Shit, mate, you've got too much time on your hands.
I know. And it was basically saying that Gervais no longer follows Stephen Merchant on Twitter, suggesting that they've got like a bit of a beef because he's in Hollywood now, isn't he, Stephen Merchant? He's got like he's doing things in Hollywood.
So
he's on Big Bang
become
Theory.
The master, like
he's on Big Bang Theory. No. I mean, like Gervais is like Hollywood star as well, isn't he? So
I know he
presents the Golden Globes, doesn't
he? Yeah.
So I mean, the best parts of it came from that sort of mindset between Gervais and Merchant. So I'm hoping that we'll see. I'm hopeful. I hope it's good because, well, I love The Office, as I said before. But but then again, saying that they work well together, life is short. They both worked on that with Warwick Davis, and that was a right load of shite.
Life is what was?
Life's too short. That's it.
What was that about?
Where Warwick Davis was essentially Ricky Gervais.
Like a small Ricky Gervais.
Yeah.
Like, he's got big hands, that Warwick Davis. Ooh.
Come on, mate.
Well, give him something. They're massive.
Give him something. Come on.
They're massive. They had a little bit with him at the Harry Potter thing, and because obviously he plays like someone in Harry Potter, and
Grimlock.
I never noticed it before. I think he was doing something with his hands, and I was like, bloody hell! They're like.
Are they big hands, or are they in proportion with what, like a standard?
Well, his feet aren't the same as big as his hands, that's for sure. Well, I don't know, actually, I didn't look. But you know those pictures you used to get?
Like, if you held his hand, if you was walking him around the supermarket, if you was walking Warwick around the supermarket, would you say, oh, your hands are quite big, Warwick, because they're covering all of my hand?
Well, if his hands are any indication to go by, if he was fully grown, he would be able to play fucking Hagrid and have a few inches left over. Because he's half giant.
Right.
His hands are half giant.
Elephantitis in his hands.
You know those illustrations you used to get, and it used to show the parts of your body that were most sensitive?
Yeah.
And it used to, like, enlarge, like, the hands were always really large because,
yeah.
They look like those sort of massive.
Like a fake foam hand that you
Maybe
get
it's
at
the
a
acid
sporting...
I dropped before going in there, I don't know.
Like at a sporting event when you get, like, a fake foam hand. Is that what it was like?
Yeah, he could maybe he's like the hand model for those for the foam hands at political rallies and sports events.
Maybe he is, but I mean, just because of his size, it don't mean he has to have like tiny little beetle hands, does it?
No, but it was
nice contemporary reference there for the kids.
it was they're big even if they weren't attached to Warwick Davis. Like
right.
if you cut them off and you saw his hand, like a severed hand in the park, you'd be like, that's like, what's going on here? Some kind of wild Bigfoot, Sasquatch
if
type.
you found a severed Warwick Davis hand in the woods,
you would never know it. You wouldn't think Warwick Davis. You'd maybe think, I don't know, Peter Shilton. Safe hands. You'd think whoever's hands they belong to.
No longer safe, unsafe hands.
The irony would be, you'd think whoever these hands belong to would be a brilliant goalie.
Right. Well,
and then
Warwick Davis might be in five-a-side nets.
Come on, mate.
What?
Gone full Gervais now.
Come on. Anyway, are we still doing about video games? I can't remember. Or was it just about anything and everything? Can't remember.
Let's do it.
Let's march on. Let's march onwards. So, have you actually been playing any games, or just been wandering around Potter's mansion?
Just looking out the window at the kids going to school. I have been playing games. I've been playing. I actually got around to finishing Broforce, which I think I spoke about last time.
Is that the 8-bit, 16-bit? Yeah, I've heard of it. I've never played it. There was a similar game that was out. There was a similar. I'm getting them mixed up. There was a game.
And you're not thinking Enter the Gungeon, are you?
No, it was a PS4 game, and it was like Broforce.
Broforce.
It was like a Metal Slug as well. I can't remember what it's called. Forget it. I'm not here.
But it was great. I loved it. The only thing I would say about it is the last level was really long and there was no save point.
Right.
And sometimes I liked it because it's sort of game I would just quickly dip in and out of.
Yeah.
But the last level sometimes, and it was quite hard as well.
Yeah.
And there was loads to get through, and so I had to do it about 3 or 4 times where I actually had the time to go through all the way. So many times I got to what I thought was the end, but couldn't do it. Kept dying, and then spoiler: when you fight Satan.
Satan. I was just on that bit, and I was like looking forward to the surprise and everything.
And and I just kept dying, and then it was like, I've got to go and do some stuff now, so I had to restart it. So I had to persevere with it to get it done. But I was like, I'm going to beat this. I'm going to beat Broforce.
But you've beaten it. Do you feel
I bested it, mate.
A sense of achievement afterwards, or emptiness in your life?
Relief. No, there's no. But that was good. That was good. Enjoyed that. I would give that a high mark.
A high mark
on the review scale.
Like a Mark Cuban. Would you give it a Mark Cuban?
I'd give it a Mark Ruffalo.
Mark Ruffalo, right? Ooh, that is a high mark. That's a huge high mark.
As opposed to Mark. I can't remember his name, so this joke's falling flat.
Oh, if only you had something there. No, if only you had something there. You don't get a second chance at it.
Mark Twain would be quite a high mark as well, I think.
Could that be the highest mark?
Howard Marks.
He's dead, isn't he?
Yeah, R.I.P., recently deceased Howard Marks.
Yeah, again, another contemporary reference for the kids there.
Posthumous award, yeah. I'm sure the kids know Howard Marks if they like the old wacky.
Come on, mate. Don't turn this into a podcast of drug use. What's that in your hand? What are you smoking there?
Mamba. So they're all on the Mamba over here now, mate.
A special Mamba?
Legal highs.
Oh, wow.
Sending people schizoid.
Like, what was it before I moved out? Cat? Not cat. Was it cat? What was that stuff that you bought for the plant feeder?
Cat's like a... I know you're thinking of methadone.
What?
It's called...
No, what was it? Was that the stuff that you got from the garden centre? Go to home base and get off your tits in the lawnmower section.
Because there was something like a cat something. What was they called? Methadone. The plant food.
Yeah. Methadrone's meth. That's meth.
I get it mixed up,
that's
mate.
Crack.
Whatever.
You watched Breaking Bad, didn't you?
Only up to about season 904, and then I got bored.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. So,
Anyway, games,
Broforce,
yes.
would you recommend it?
Broforce.
You'd recommend it to others then?
Oh, highly. And if you're on PS Plus, why wouldn't you play it?
Oh, is it on PS Plus? Oh, I'm writing that down.
Well, it was. It's gone now.
No, I'm not writing it down then. I'm not paying for anything.
However, and I also played, finished Unravel as well, which is the book of Wool.
I was intrigued by that because it had a sort of, like, this is probably going to sound, again, not very contemporary reference, but it had a little look of the cool spot about it.
That cool spot.
Cool
for
spot.
your Sega Mega Drive.
Cool
was
spot.
It Sega Mega Drive?
Yeah. Do you remember what Cool Spot was a sponsor from?
Was it like M&M's or something like that?
It was not
7-Up.
It was 7-Up. Yes.
Ooh,
yeah. Do you remember what the character was called that used to do the animated character for 7-Up? Do you remember what he was called?
It's Fido Dido.
Oh, he's 2 for 2. 2 for 2.
He's on fire. Closes down 7-Up Wikipedia page. All the top of my head. Retain all useless information I can retain. That is insane.
Good stuff.
Like, ask me something important. I don't even know what's important. I don't even know what's important anymore. Everything's just fucking grey, blurred. What's going on, mate?
It's earthquake. Earthquake. As I said, we got cleaners are in at the moment, so
I got the cleaners in that or chestnut
tucked into the office.
So I saw it anyway. Unravel. We should get back on the game thing. Unravel. Yes. So finish that.
Yeah.
I liked it. So it was harder than I was expecting. Like I had to go on YouTube's to find some hints and tips to get past some of the puzzles.
Just as an aside to what you're just saying there, do you find yourself gravitating towards the internet and YouTube to sort of get past difficult bits in games these days?
It's too easy to do.
Because I do.
Yeah, I really don't like doing it.
No,
but sometimes if I kind of have a time limit, and if something's holding me up and to the point where I'm not enjoying being held up anymore, sometimes I like to try and work stuff out. You know.
Yeah.
Think about it logically, maybe think about it laterally, and then have a go at doing it.
Yeah.
Think about it, yeah. Hopelessly. But yeah, and I was surprised that I had to do that because it's a game about a frickin' some kind of bipedal ball of wool. And I wasn't expecting it to be difficult. I just thought, it's a game for kids.
It looks like he has a sinister side.
It's weird. I mean, it's made... I think they're from Sweden or something. Yeah. It's sort of place that in the winter they don't have many daylight hours and they drink a lot of fucking booze just to get through life.
Wouldn't be Sweden, that's more Finland or Iceland.
It's all up that way, mate, isn't it?
And Greenland. I imagine
whatever.
It's up there. But yeah, does it have a sinister side to it? Is there like...
There's a lot of sinister deaths in it. Like, I mean, weirdly, he dies when he falls from a high... If he falls from a great height, which I don't understand. Bang. Why... I understand he dies if he gets it in the fire.
Yeah.
Because there's he gets like kind of pecked to death by crows and he falls into like machinery and that. And he gets like electrocuted again. I don't think wool's not a great conductor of electric, although it can build up quite a static discharge.
That is true. I don't know if it's... Yeah, can you die? Can wool die from an electric shock?
Is wool alive?
Is wool alive?
Ask Jeeves.
Yes. Hello, Jeeves. Hang on, let me fire up Encarta.
But it had that kind of weirdness. There was a slight element of darkness to it, but then the whole thing was nuts. Like it's like at the start you see like an old lady and she's kind of sighing and looking at pictures of what you imagine is the past.
Yeah.
And it's all a bit sad, and I had to turn the music off. It was making me sad.
Is it her bit of wool? Is it her?
Yeah, so she goes up the stairs, possibly to lay down for the last time and die in her sleep. And a ball of wool. I just made that bit up in my head. You don't see that. It's not like a cutscene where that happens.
Okay.
She's got a basket of wool, and it drops out of her basket.
Yes.
And then the next thing you know, the wool's alive. I have no idea why the wool is alive. It looks a bit like a demon cat, like a skinned cat. They look like. Because it's red, it looks like a skinned cat.
Yeah, like a Siamese cat.
Yeah, but even that, but skinned, so like just the flesh on it. So it had like an evil look, and then it's like, okay, what you doing? So you go, and then you're out in a field like doing. It just doesn't make any sense. It's like what?
So is it like the old lady's like fevered last dreams before the death throes like where she's like thinking, you know, I want the wool to bring my children back to come and see me again.
Yeah, I mean, the wool is like a cool idea, and I like it really works. Like, if anything, I think it's probably a lot of the time I thought, oh, this is the best Indiana Jones game I've ever played, because a lot of the time it feels like you've got a whip, because you use it for jumping and you use it for a lot of the puzzle solving, and you use it all the time because you're made of the frickin' stuff, so it's hard to avoid the wool. And it's kind of like, well, if he had like a hat on, I can't remember what sort of hat he wears, like a cowboy hat or something. Isn't it?
Is it like a thimble?
A fedora. He wears a fedora, doesn't he? Oh, fedora! He wears a fedora. And I thought, this is like a cool Indiana Jones game, apart from you're made of wool. And occasionally you get pecked to death by crows.
Where there's wool, there's a way.
Ole!
Is that the tagline?
I don't know what the tagline is.
Because if it's not, they should reissue the game and put that on as the tagline, and I reckon that would sell even more copies. More than the 6 it sold.
I don't know how well it did. I bought it and I thoroughly enjoyed it.
You'll buy any old shit, won't you? Let's be honest.
Well, and then do you want to do one? Because I've got one more after that. But Unravel,
No, come on, crack on. You're on a roll, mate. You go.
I'm on a roll like a ball
of static wool.
But so that was good. Like weird. Some of it is very pretty. I mean, a lot of it is in the countryside. I love the countryside. You know me, mate.
Yeah.
Always out there in the nude, like with the trees and that.
Yeah, you're not allowed to do that anymore, though. We've been through this.
Rubbing myself on a sycamore.
Nothing but your police bracelet around your ankle.
As nature intended, as long as I stay within the zone.
As long as you don't climb that fence to get into the field with the alpacas, you'll be okay.
That's my joke, wasn't it? Have I told you that joke?
Oh God, here we go.
What did the llama say? Oh, hang on, it's been a while since I've done this one. It's something like this is like a slightly paraphrased version because I can't remember.
Oh God.
What did the llama say before he went on holiday?
What did the llama say before he went on holiday?
I'll pack my bags. You got to admit, mate, that is a good one.
Why was the llama saying that though?
Because isn't an alpaca like a type of llama?
No.
Always with the details, the semantics.
I mean, I think the best thing to do is, like, after the podcast, if you go back and back to the drawing board, because I can see it in the background there. You've got it all written out about how the llama and the alpaca and how the joke comes together.
Post-it notes all over the wall. Can you
if you just go back to that.
My memory board.
Yeah, go back to your memory board after this, and then just have a little play with that. Something there, it's there. Like there's a joke there, but
I'll pack my bags.
Yeah, but
just come to me one day.
Yeah, let's work on that for next episode. So Unravel then. What is it? Unravel.
What mark?
What mark are you giving it?
I'd give it mark. Hang on. I'd give it. I'd give it. I can't think of any marks.
Oh my God, his brain.
Mark.
If you're ever in a situation where Cundy's about to attack you, just give him a general knowledge question.
Famous marks.
To disarm him.
Famous people named Mark. Here we go. God, I should be able to...
Oh Mark my God, you're literally going online to find another Mark.
I'll give him a Mark Wahlberg because... Mark Wahlberg isn't, he's not going to win an Oscar anytime soon, I don't think. Right. Although he has improved massively over time. I've got a lot of respect for Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah.
But, he's like a 7 out of 10 actor, isn't he?
Yeah.
Like, you have some
right.
Fun,
so that's what we're saying about about Unravel, is it? 7 out of 10.
He's a Mark Wahlberg, yeah, definitely. I've got a load of marks up here now, so we're sorted for marks.
Right, brilliant. Good stuff. I know you was about to leap into the next game, but I'm going with mine now.
Yeah, go with yours, mate. Because
right? So otherwise, I'll forget. I've actually started playing Metal Gear Solid 5, Phantom Pain.
Ooh!
I've gone in and started playing it because I've finished off NBA 2K.
Yeah.
Which I'll talk about a little more later.
Yeah.
In a new section of the show.
Oh.
But yeah, I've started playing Metal Gear, and I was very hesitant about playing it because I didn't really like Ground Zeroes.
Right. Okay. Which I talked about last time, I think.
Yes, you did, and it's not for any other reason apart from like it's the same with like Hitman as well. Stealth games, I just can't. I get too anxious when I'm playing them, and it's like waiting around in the shadows and waiting, or planning it perfectly, doing all the recon and stuff like that. It's just like I find it's quite like stressful when I'm playing it.
You got to have, you need to do. You know what you like when you get stressed, mate.
I know exactly. I need
people die.
I need that. Diazepam. That's what he used to have, isn't it? For his shooting, steady his aim. But yeah, I started playing this. I was like, you know what? I've got it here. I got it bought for Christmas. So I'm going to have to play it at some point. Otherwise, Ellie's going to be pretty sad that I haven't used her Christmas present. So I fired it up, and do you know what? It's as amazing as everyone said it was. I'm loving the sort of like pop culture references to like David Bowie in there, because he's obviously Kojima's a massive fan of David Bowie. There's a lot of the radio players. So it's like you can find cassettes all over the place, and it's got various songs from that sort of era. So it's got the man who ruled the world,
fell to earth. The
one that Nirvana covered.
The man who drove the bus.
Yeah, the man who drove the bus. And then it's got
goes round and round.
It's got Kim Wilde's. Is it Kids in America? Kids in Afghanistan, I think it's called, that one. But yeah, it's like, just playing it, I was like, no game that I've played recently, or in the last sort of like year or so, gets even close to what is on offer here. Nothing. It's just like,
it's the full package,
if someone told 10-year-old me that games would be like that, I'd have been like, no way, man. What are you smoking? Get out of my bedroom.
As you're playing Cool Spot.
Yeah, as I'm playing Cool Spot going, this is peak gaming, man. Where's my Fido Dido and my cup of 7-Up? That was me drinking 7-Up, not kissing Fido Dido.
And what's your verdict on previous Metal Gear games? Do you like Metal Gear, or are you not?
I do. I'm not in them for the story, not at all. But then it's rare that I ever play a game for the story. Apart from Her Story, which we spoke about on the last podcast. But yeah, the I'm never into the story. It's quite scary to open up with. Starts off with you like in the hospital. You've probably seen it where there's like, you know, people stood over him, like blinding lights of like the sort of typical sort of being in a hospital.
There's a guy that looks like Wesker in it as well. Yeah. There's a guy that looks just like Wesker from Resi.
And it's quite scary to kick off with. And you know me, mate, it doesn't take much for me to soil my trousers.
You get quivering.
Yeah. So I managed to pull myself through that bit. And but just the rest of it, just the way it's knitted together and the way it sort of all operates from like, you have like a base that you can, called Mother Base, which you sort of send people, you can send enemies back there and then build your army out from there, and then you can change your symbols and you get like buddies like horses and dogs and all the rest of it. It's just the way it's put together and the way it looks is just like other games, just give up, forget it. You're never achieving this.
How long were they making that for? How long did it take them to...
Well, long enough for Kojima to get fired. That's how
to go mad.
Yeah.
Right, okay. Well, I mean, I don't think there's any question that he's some kind of... Whether you like his games or not, I'm not a massive fan, but then I haven't played a Kojima game since... I mean, I did like...
You played Ground Zeroes, didn't you?
Played Ground Zeroes and did the PT demo as well, which is a thing
That's not for me, that.
It's not happening.
It's not for me.
I mean, that looked great.
You should have seen our sofa when I even went to download PT. Turned it from a smooth olive green to shitty brown.
You made an absolute mess of it.
I made it
defiled.
Yeah, it's disgusting. Disgusting.
Well, I wonder what he's going to do next.
He's working with Sony, isn't he? He's working on an exclusive thing with Sony.
Oh, because last time I looked on the internet, he was hanging out with Mark
Cerny.
Mark
Ernie.
But he's working with Bert and Ernie last I heard.
Yeah.
So
it's gonna be the most graphic Sesame Street episode yet.
Bert and Ernie, was that Sesame Street? It was, wasn't it? Yeah. It wasn't EastEnders, that was it. Well, Bert and Ernie is the name of...
it could have been.
In It's a Wonderful Life, isn't it? There's the cop and the taxi driver. They're called Bert and Ernie. I don't know if that's where the... every time I watch It's a Wonderful Life, which I do every year at Christmas time, obviously, and I don't watch it in the summer.
No.
Maybe it's not as good if you watch it in the summer. I'll have to try that.
Put it on now.
Get it on. Merry Christmas, Bedford Falls. Just coming back to the drug thing, the methadone. Oh, just come to me.
Always on.
It wasn't cat. I knew it was something to do with cats.
Meow.
Meow, meow, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's it.
Gimbooch. Yeah, cat's like a root that you chew.
Right.
That's like something that I'm sure it's like an African root that you chew and it gives you like a speedy effect.
Right.
That's probably not as bad for you as plant food.
No.
Drugs parading as plant food. It's fucking nuts, mate. Honestly, they got to get these legal highs off the streets because they are bad.
Because they are too tempting to you. That's why you can't go out anymore, isn't it? It's just too easy to get hold of them.
They had a program on the other day. It's called sorry, just to go off.
We'll get back to Metal Gear in a second, but yeah, carry on.
And it was all about that Mamba thing, and it had people on there. It's like Wolverhampton, like.
I'm unfamiliar with Mamba. You're going to have to explain it to me.
It's like, well, it's a legal high. It's like a psychotic fucking. It's like a weed, so it looks just like weed, and people smoke it.
Right.
But it makes you go mental in the old
brain tank,
big time, and like people are like they got people on there who were on it clearly like were in a bad way. It was like a very bad advert for. It's a good advert for putting people off. Put it like that.
What was it called? Mamba.
Mamba.
I'm going to check out YouTube videos on Mamba.
And yeah, it's like people saying it's like Smack addicts used to be on Smack, now doing Mamba. Like
really?
Like shop. Yeah, they say it's like it's bad news, mate. Anyway, sorry, that's legal highs. Make legal highs illegal.
Illegal police.
It's bad. They are bad news, honestly.
If you're listening, David Cameron, make it happen.
If that Toad is listening,
Ooh.
Cameron.
Ooh, Toad.
Cameron the Toad.
Oh, what? Not a fan.
Oh, mate.
I thought he was a big Tory, weren't you? I thought he was like
Tory boy.
Yeah, I thought he was a Tory boy. I thought you had. Well, how do you explain those like offshore accounts and that then?
I mean, I don't hate people I don't know generally as a rule because I think it's unfair. But he is very difficult to have any kind of liking of the man because he's just the contempt he has.
You voted him in, mate. You voted him in.
Man, I weep for people that did vote for him, but.
Well, it's more to do with the people that didn't vote. Anyway, it's getting a bit serious. This.
Polito.
Yeah, get out of there.
That's as far as I'm going to chuck my toe into politics.
Yeah,
Cameron's Toad. That's
ever dip it up his arse.
Oh, loathsome man.
He is a bad man. But anyway, in Metal Gear, I'm thinking like my most favourite part of it because I feel that it relieves the stress. Is that when you've completed like certain checkpoints and stuff, you can just like head back into your helicopter and then just leave that area. But whenever you come back to that area, it's how you left it. So like say you've taken out like a few people at one of the lookouts at one of the stations where the enemies are, like, you know, if there's only like 3 or 4 of them left, but you've taken out 6. And this plays perfectly for me because, like, you take out 6, and it's like, right, I've not been discovered. Because I don't like to kill the people in the games either. Because that feels like I'm
murdered, mate. What are you talking about?
It feels like I'm playing it wrong if I do that. So like that's why I don't. So anyway, tried to do that, and then as soon as you're discovered, then that's when the stress comes. But because they've got this checkpoint in there, which I've rarely used, but from time to time, it's just like, do you know what? I can dip in and dip back out again, like you were saying about Broforce before. And I can just get back up in the helicopter and have a little listen to David Bowie.
Can you shoot them from the helicopter?
You can, yeah.
Can you?
Yeah, there's a minigun on the helicopter, yeah.
Can't you just do that?
Yeah, but I don't want to kill them. Unless it's a minigun firing tranquilizer darts.
If you weren't meant to kill them, or if what's to say that isn't a right way? Because it's just as right as in putting shadows and places to hide in the game is to give you because like I said when I did Ground Zeroes, I had that massive gun, and it's like, oh, there's a massive gun. Why am I not going to use that? And I just killed, and like you say, because after a while the level was just empty. It was just me wandering around having a gay old time, like doo-ba-doo-doo, skipping over all the corpses.
Metaphor for your life, that really. To be fair, so
big old gun,
mow
it all down,
kill everyone. Make sure everyone's dead and move,
why not?
And move on. Did you have so yeah? I mean, in terms of Metal Gear 5, I'm gonna give it a Mark Hughes.
Solid,
Mark Hughes in his prime, like scissor kicking Mark Hughes, which if you look at a Mark Hughes scissor kick with his legs, think about it, scissor kick, and then you turn him 45 degrees. What shape is his legs making?
It's
V.
like a V.
A V, yes. Like Metal Gear 5. So there you go.
Before
I know. That's three days I've been working on that. 3 days.
So you reckon you're going to finish it, get it done?
Yeah, definitely. But there's a lot to it. I mean, I've been playing it for a few hours now, and I think I've scratched the surface. I've done 2% of it. That's it. 2%. If it doesn't even feel like I've done anything.
So I wonder what percentile the actual, if you just go through and do the game.
Interestingly, I saw old Dave Meekleham, friend of the podcast. He apparently had got the platinum trophy, which involved playing it for over 300 and something hours. and he said it also involved him having to leave his PlayStation on overnight as well. So,
oh Jesus!
So yeah,
a madman. Yeah. I saw Macawam.
You did.
Yeah, it was really nice to meet up with him. Had a nice civilised 3 beers in a pub, and then went our separate ways.
I know for a fact the two of you after 3 beers, it's anything but civilised.
Well,
I reckon a bin went through a shop window, for starters.
I went off with the old traffic cone hat on.
Yeah. And then someone was minesweeping pints by the end of the night.
He had plans and I had plans, so we had to go. We had no choice but to go separate ways. But yeah, it's really good to catch up. If he's ever down in Brizhole again, then or in the area, in the region.
Yeah. Is this like a call out to him rather than texting him?
No.
If you're listening to this,
if you're out there, get in touch. I'm worried.
Have you got another game? Because there's a neat segue that I could go into right now, but I'm not going to. But come on, carry on. Go on. What's your game? What's your game? Go ahead.
Well, I dipped into Dead Star, which is one of the Dead Star. It's one of the latest PS Plus offerings, and it's kind of like a big sort of online multiplayer, which is really unusual for me. Kind of arena shooter,
an ocarina,
and it's an ocarina of mine. That doesn't make any sense. No. I just found a word that rhymed with time.
It works though. If you hadn't drawn attention to it, people would have gone, "Oh, that's really clever," until they really thought about it.
But yeah, so like it's a 10v10.
Yes.
So I'm not very good at knowing all the lingo, the jargon for online stuff.
I mean, 10v10 could apply to sports, so yeah.
I think it comes up on the loading screen, so it's either 10v10 or 5v5, and it's like the main mode is like a conquest thing. So you start out at separate ends of a map, which are kind of like sort of hexagonal, like joined up. If you imagine like Blockbusters with Bob's Wholeness.
Again, lovely contemporary reference there.
If you imagine that board, that's what the map sort of looked like, and you have to when you start, you have a base one end, base another end, and then there are various outposts. You take control of the outposts. You gradually get control of over the map.
Right. What's it called again?
Dead Star.
What's it on? PS4.
PS4.
Sounds intriguing.
But yeah, I've got really, really into it. Really enjoying it. I had a quick look earlier, and I think it's done pretty well. I think on Steam it's got like an 8 out of 10, and on Metacritic for the PS4 it's on 70 something or other, 75 or something. So for a freebird, I mean, a lot of people have a lot of people on PS Plus just dismiss stuff, I'm sure, without even playing it, because I get loads of mileage out of it. But the Dead Star, I mean, as you know, mate, I'm not into multiplayer games really.
No.
But there are little tasks like you can be like lone wolf, but still be useful to the overall thing.
Can you not play it offline then? It's all no. Right.
All online. I don't think there's any offline option at all. There's not really much of a story either, but I don't really think you need much of a story. It's just like, here's 2 bases, go and get their base, and you're in a spaceship. But yes,
downloading it now.
So you can, there's like 3 different sort of ship variants, like different speed. They kind of have different roles, but you can change mid match.
Yeah.
So to get like outposts when you first start to kind of take control of the map quickly. The smaller ships are better.
Yeah.
Because they're faster, so you get places quicker, but they're pretty weak. And then you have like these kind of mid-rangey ships, and they're better for gathering. You can gather resource to build your outpost, so they're stronger. Right. So they have better defenses. And then you have the big fuck-off ships, which are like Star Destroyer type things that are super. Yeah, the big beefy boys with the big guns, like the big boys coming in.
Beefy guns.
You upgrade your ship during the battle and stuff. You know, the usual kind of stuff. But yeah, I tend to play as someone in the background who just spends their time mining resources by. I say mine. It sounds more complicated than it is. You just blow up asteroids, and some like magic dust falls out of them, and then you go and take it to your base, your outpost, and it strengthens them up.
And in terms of a mark,
a mark, I'd probably give it a Mark Hamill just to keep.
The space theme.
Let's go with the space theme. Yeah. So
well done.
And I like Mark Hamill.
Good.
But yeah, I mean, check that out. I mean, obviously, and the other game I've got waiting in the background for PS Plus this month.
Playing loads of games. Are you not working at the moment, mate? What's going on?
I am, but I'm kind of like. But the other game is Zombie, and I haven't touched that. Which is
the Wii U one.
Wii U, Papa rolled it out, and boo, 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 boo. Another one for the kids.
Yeah.
Brand new fashion, the dancehall style Wii U.
You can talk about that on the next podcast. Right now, I think it's time for a break.
Yeah, come on, Nate. We have done too much talking. Let's have a break. Yeah.
I'd like to give a nice big shout out to all of the people that have followed us on our Twitter account, which we now have. Like a professional persons, all 47 of you.
Yes, I'm one of them.
47's enough. I probably don't meet 47 people in a year.
Small acorns, mate.
Exactly.
Small acorns, giant oaks blow over in the wind.
Yes. And the Twitter account, if you want to follow us, we will start to update it. Cundy's really good at being on social media. He's like on the pulse, and he updates all the time. So
I love Twitter.
Loves it.
I love social media.
Honestly, when he's not talking on Skype, he's just on Twitter all the time.
Twitter quitter, mate.
Yeah. And if you do want to follow us for any sort of nonsense or massive gaps in information, then you need to go to @Cundy Nathan Show, and you will find us there. But
follow us, yeah.
But yeah, we've got 47 followers, which is really nice. Thank you very much for following. And the other good thing is that we've got a return of a load of people that used to follow our last podcast, the Amazatron, and even the Games Radar podcast. A lot of old faces. Shall I say?
Do it, mate. Yeah.
A few faces that I remember.
Hang
on. I'm having to do this live, so bear with me. We've got Squiff. Ooh. Squiff. Do you remember Squiff?
Yeah, I remember Squiff. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you remember Thomas Harrison Lord?
Tom
Lord. Yes. Yeah.
Of course, you forget.
We was only talking about him the other week. Mark Walsh, a.k.a. It Hurts to Poop.
He's back. Ooh, I wondered where he'd gone.
Back in the scene, mate.
Oh, that's good to know, because I didn't know that he was back.
No, again, and I mean, it's probably because you was looking at so many Twitter accounts, but, you know, had you have logged into our Twitter account, then you would have noticed that he'd been sending us messages. Nice, kind messages. There you go. That makes up for everything.
Oh, yeah, that was the calling of It Hurts to Poop. Oh, that's good to know. Remember he's back.
Remember Ryan? Yes.
Yeah, I do. McDonough, McMuffin. I can't. I know. It's McDonoughh.
Yeah.
Is that right? Yeah.
Yeah.
McDonough.
We've got
McDonough.
Matt Maloney.
Oh yeah, hang on. Oh, this is like a quiz because it's how good I can. Matt Fido Dido on there. Matt Maloney. Yeah, I know. Yeah, that's Matt with one T. I seem to recall.
No, it's not. Got it wrong.
Flagellate myself.
Yes, do that now.
Flagellate.
We met Matt at the Eurogamer Expo.
Eurogamer Expo.
Was you there? Yeah, I think you was there.
Big time, mate.
And,
yeah, I think.
And old Rafflecopter was there as well. Raf Marsh.
Is Raffle following us?
No, I don't think he is. Rob Conqueror is.
Oh yeah, Conquers.
Rob, was it Rob that used to do the tunes and stuff? Talented musician.
Yes, it was.
Yes.
Yeah, it was, mate.
Moo Moo Minky.
Plays the piano. Moo Moo Minky, yeah, of course.
Jay Gale. Is that Emperor Radish? Emperor Radish, I think. Yes. Yes, it was.
Classic.
Yeah.
This is like Friends Reunited.
All in. I mean, I could keep going. I could keep going and mentioning different names. And sorry to the ones that I haven't mentioned, but like you're all
Woolly Mammoth. That was a name I seem to remember.
Yeah. Bertie D, Ross Bell. I'm doing it. I'm reading them all.
It's like a roll call.
It is like a roll call.
That's nice, isn't it? It's like a big family. It's like everyone's here.
It is nice. No,
in all seriousness, female audience, obviously.
I think there's like 2 or 3.
What, females?
Ladies.
Big up my ladies.
But yeah, like it's great to have you all like listening and following on Twitter as well. I've noticed that there's like, even though we've barely done any sort of promotion for the podcast, and our frequency is absolutely terrible, but even still, we're now on iTunes, and we was on the Hot and Noteworthy the other day, and also we were our Podbean, where you can get all of our podcasts or just listen to them or stream them live, which is www.podbean.com, and then /Cundy and Nathan, I think. Yeah, I think so. Just search for it in there. Has nearly done 500 downloads, so it's nice. It's nice.
It's getting there.
We need to up our game, because we got people that are relying on us now. We're providing a service of talking crap, so we need to make sure that spillage is there on a regular basis.
I like to keep
but we will do that.
Regular.
Oh, come on, mate. Anyway, we did have some questions on the old twits, so I'm gonna dig through. I'm gonna read them out.
Do it.
I'll read them out, and then you answer them. Yeah.
Oh, pressure.
Yes, this is how we like it.
This sort of thing.
This is how we like it. Eddie Rose, remember Eddie Rose?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh God, this is your life. Down.
He says,
not seen him for 20 years.
Since he stole all that money off you and ran to the Caribbean. He's back, everyone. It says, if you could have any unannounced sequel come to PS4 or Xbox One, what would it be? For me, it's got to be Skate 4, which I'm inclined to agree with. If Skate 4 came out, I would literally, I don't know.
You'd literally buy it.
Take myself down to a shop, purchase the game, come back, put it on, and play it. That's what I'd do.
Sequel.
Any sequel.
The world is your oyster.
Think about any game out there. You got a vast catalogue. There's been lots of games. Broforce 2.
Yeah. Dead Star 2. Unravel 2. I want to say, instantly popped into my mind was Psyops, but I don't want to say it because it feels like a tired thing I always roll out. But I suppose people don't listen to me talking about it, so it's.
Did you ever finish Psyops?
Big time, mate.
I never did. I loved it. I loved everything about it, but I just never got to the end of it for some reason.
I'd love to see that now, but with better physicals and graphic elations and all that.
Do you think they'd still be able to do that type of head popping that they and sort of torture that they did then? I don't think they would, because I was thinking about this the other day. Since like Manhunt and Psyops, like there was a period of like really grim sort of deaths in games and stuff, like to other human beings. There hasn't really been anything like that since then, to my knowledge, anyway.
Maybe I wouldn't like it now you said that. Maybe I wouldn't like it so much. I've got a bit delicate in my advancing years. I was a bit like, ooh, that's a bit unnecessary. Or, ooh, maybe it comes from having chilblains, kids. You know, it's like, come on, kids, that's not good.
Exactly. So what? So it'd be Psyops 2.
Oh, I'd like. Yeah, I can't think what else. Mate. I know I'm brilliant at thinking about.
Yeah, I know.
Off the top of my head, like something I've played and I'd like, because sometimes I think I like things to be done and finished. Sometimes I don't want a sequel.
Yeah,
I actually think that quite a lot, because it's like, this is great. but maybe it just needs an update more than a sequel, which is probably like classic, like Skate, really, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, the only fear about Skate is that I remember there was a massive clamour for...
massive clam.
A massive clam. Huge clam, huge pearl inside it.
That's when it jumped the shark.
Yeah, it was just pointless having the clam in there. But no, there was a big... I say big. There was noise for another SSX, and then another SSX came out, and I think it bombed. Right. In terms of sales, I think it was a good game. They added some unnecessary tweaks to it, which I felt were pointless, like the challenge of what was it? Race the mountain, you versus the mountain type of thing, and it was a bit gimmicky. And I wonder if Skate would do that. But basically, all they need to do is just bring that game out in a HD version. Everything was perfect about it anyway. Just bring it out.
Exactly. When the sequel thing, it just tends to make them think, okay, what can we put in that justifies a sequel? Where really it just needs tweaking or updating or, I don't know, just...
I believe that they need some sort of there's a reason why there's no sequel to it, obviously. So they need some sort of sticky element for the game to relaunch it. So they have to try different things. They can't just bring that same experience out again because the lapsed fans that are the fans that are thinking about it are probably the ones that are going to buy it. But then the ones that probably did buy it at the time are lapsed and don't give a shit about it anymore. So you have to appeal. You have to, they've prolapsed, and then obviously they need to be able to sell it to a wider audience. So it has to make sense. But Skate 4, I know it's cheating by just taking his idea, but I'm going with Skate 4. Oh, or Bully 2.
Oh yeah, can't beat a bit of Bully.
We've had Blockbusters. We've had Bullseye. What's the next one going to be? This Is Your Life. What's the next contemporary reference going to be? I can't wait.
There's always the old Time Splitters 4 always crops up as well, doesn't it?
Yeah. Have I regaled this story before about when I went to see Haze? You remember the really crap Ubisoft terrible shooter by Free Radical?
Yeah.
Because they're Crytek now, aren't they? Most of that studio, Rob Yescombe, one of the lead fellas over there, he went to Crytek in Germany. Oh no, Crytek UK. Because there's a level in a game that's coming out at the moment where you can play Time Splitters, and it's all because of their connection with Free Radical. Anyway, I digress.
Red Dead 2, of course, as well. I mean, that's what I would like to see.
Yeah.
What they do with another Red Dead. Half-Life 3.
Half-Life 3. So just saying the ones that everyone else has already said. Anyway, let's move on. We've got other questions as well. Bertie D says, VR, is it a gimmick?
For me, at the moment, it still has a stink of gimmick about it.
Yeah.
But that's not to say down the line. I mean, it's kind of like early days still for it, I suppose. And I'm kind of interested in the PlayStation. What's that called? It's just called VR, isn't it?
PlayStation VR. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm kind of interested in that, but the price point, even though it's the cheapest one out there, it's still way too much for me to justify. Yeah. I'm not that fussed about it. I'll have a go on one. I'll go in game when they've got a demo pod set up, smash up their store when I'm trying to fend off some bats or something, and then leave.
Just smash through all the used and pre-owned section, diving into the FIFA basket.
But I mean, it's. I haven't played it a lot. I think we played it at that Eurogamer Expo. I think we played at Eurogamer Expo, didn't we?
I think the technology's come a long way since then. That was 3 years ago?
I think it still needs to come a long way before I'm interested in it.
I don't know what would make me want to play it. Maybe I feel it's bad because I'm dismissing it, but it's the size of those goggles that you've got to wear. If it was just a pair of glasses, can you hear Eric growling at me? The dog.
Oh, he's a fan of VR, is he?
Yeah, he's
down there with his goggles on.
Yeah, he can't wait. Virtual rough. So yeah, he's going to have to change. Maybe if it was just a pair of glasses, in Minority Report or something similar, where it was just a pair of spectacles and then it was all beamed into your eyes. But I don't know.
Lens.
Yeah. I'm just not I don't know. I need to be convinced of it, but I don't know. I don't feel like I've sufficient playtime with it to actually pass judgment. So for now, I'm going to say it's a gimmick.
Yeah, I think in the future, like you say, when we're at holodeck, kind of Star Trek holodeck level, then sign me up. I'll be there. I'll be the first one in.
Yeah.
But right now, it's too expensive.
Yeah.
There's nothing on it that makes me think, oh my god, I've got to play that.
Exactly. Too much of a gimmick.
So
gimmick.
Let's see where it goes.
Let's see. Anyway, Ross Bell has said, in Nath's opinion, could Cundy take Conor McGregor in a fight? Ding ding.
Ring Ross Bell. Ring Ross Bell.
It
Ross Bell. Who's this? Who are we fighting?
Do you know who Conor McGregor is?
No.
UFC fighter. He's he's a very good fighter. He's a champion in the featherweight division. Do you think you can take him?
Who, me?
Yeah.
No.
He's
a UFC fighter, for God's sake.
I think yes, but under various restrictions that
you would
I would
be able to do it.
No, you. But you would. But it would have to be. It would have to be at pasty weight, I think. So Conor McGregor.
Heavy, mate.
So Conor McGregor wouldn't be able to just like cut down in weight or anything. He would have to beef up with full pasties. And I think Cundy's got the edge. And I think by the time he's been on the pasty diet and he does actually get into the octagon, he's just going to have run out of steam. Whereas Cundy runs on pasty power, so all he'd have to do is just lie on him and pin him. That's it.
No, it'd still kill me.
No.
I'm not a fighter, mate. I'm a lover.
No. Well, we're setting this fight up anyway, so we're definitely going to find out. And he also says, do we have any opinions on UFC 2 if we've played it? Which I haven't, because I haven't played it. Although I have seen the box art, and it's the most uninspiring box art I've seen maybe ever.
Is that the one with the 2 losers on the front?
Yep, 2 losers on the front and 2 losers on the back as well. That's Conor McGregor on the front.
Oh, the beard man.
Yeah, beard man. Beardy man. Fancy it now, don't you? Now you've seen him, I can take beardy man.
It's too violent for me. It's all that, we've talked about this before, it's all the rolling around on the floor chess game.
Yeah.
Too much. Just get a knuckle duster on, sort it out street style. That's how I did my fighting.
Horrible.
Back in the day, streets of Cornwall.
That's why we can't trust you.
On the blood-soaked streets of St Ives.
It hurts to poop. Although that's not his handle anymore. It's Captain Fudgesicle.
Doesn't disappoint.
No.
I can't think of a good kind of like accompanying sound effect with it, but Captain Fudgesicle.
He asked, "Where's my other Batman sock?"
Where's Wally? Why? Where's your what? His or yours?
His. He says, "Where's my other Batman sock?" That's his question. Cundy?
Maybe Robin's got it or something. Robin took out his sock drawer or something and just sniffed it because Robin has Batman envy or something. Or maybe the Joker's got it as part of some
weird shrine.
Wily scheme.
Oh, a scheme.
Wily scheme.
Oh.
For Captain Fudge. What's it called? Captain
Fudgesicle. Struggling with that one. I think you're going to have to change your handle if we're going to be mentioning you every week because Cundy's going to have an aneurysm.
It's good. I like that. Who else was it? There was another one I used to like that had a funny name. Pull it in. I used to like, pull it in.
Is that Alistair Miller?
That's the one.
Yeah, he's here. He's here, mate. He's here. He's listening. He's on the airwaves. He's listening in right now. I think he's put a question in. I'll get to that in a second. Anyway, I've got to rip through these.
Yeah, come on.
Mr. Drippy says, what is the most dangerous animal you could single-handedly cling film to a lamppost?
Well, I mean, size. You got to be thinking about size, right? So
because you're going to need one hand to actually like use the cling film around them as well. So you're going to use one hand to hold them and then one hand to cling film.
I reckon I could probably do like a honey badger.
Oh, mate. No.
Because I think I'd be. I don't know. They're probably heavy. Well, if they're anything like badgers,
it'd have your face off, mate. Your face would be mince
off.
Yeah,
would be off on the ground.
It would be honey badger. Come on, mate.
Cling film in my face back on.
No chance.
All right, maybe like a rabbit. That's a bit of a sudden downgrade.
I was thinking like some sort of like a rabid cat.
I couldn't do. Who's sent this in?
Mr. Drippy, just answer the question.
This is like that bloody film where the guy thinks it's radioactive outside. His mum convinces him it's radioactive outside, and he ends up cellophaning the cat, gets clingy around the cat, and then he ends up cling filming his mum, and then he goes out. And then he goes out and realises
Is this a fevered dream? Is this a fevered dream? It's a fevered dream, isn't it?
He wraps his mum in cling film and the cat, and then he goes out, realises it's not radioactive, and then he has quite a successful career with a band.
What the hell is this film?
Some Australian film. It's really good. Bad Boy Bubba or something it's called.
Not having it.
It's a classic, mate. You've got to watch it. Bad Boy
up.
Bubba, it's called. I'm sure of it.
Not having it.
I don't want to cling filming animals. I'm not doing that. Same.
Moo Moo Minky says Red Dead Redemption 2 just got confirmed / leaked. How excited are you out of 10?
Out of a mark. Let's say...
Out of a mark. Excited out of a mark.
I'm looking at my wall of marks. I'm going to say I'm Mark Zuckerberg.
Oh, that's a good one. That's very excited.
Although I don't like him, he looks Weasley. I'm going to say Mark Ronson, although he's probably a twat.
Right. Imagine he could be quite Weasley as well, but you just never know. I'm going Mark Zuckerberg. I'm sticking Mark Zuckerberg.
Stole it from under me, mate.
Stole it.
I'll just stick with Mark.
Can we segue into the news from Rockstar about this?
Yeah, so it's confirmed. I'm so out of the loop, mate. Jesus, that's embarrassing.
No, it's not confirmed.
Oh, it's leaked.
And it's not been leaked either. It's just suggestions of nothing's been confirmed. They definitely are. But the recent case. What do you think about that?
What happened? What recent case?
Oh man, like I send you emails. I send you emails about the podcast because you asked me when we're going to do the podcast. So I sort out an agenda. Get online this morning. He's not even read the agenda. He's trying. He's digging it out of his email. So straight away we're off to a bad start. Send you another email saying various things, and amongst them.
It's not on the agenda.
No, it's not on the agenda. But then amongst that, right. I sent you another email saying,
"Oh, I missed that one.
What do you make of this?"
Oh, I missed that, mate. That must have been when I was on Twitter too much. Didn't see my emails coming in.
Anyway, Leslie Benzies. You know who Leslie Benzies is?
Oh, yeah. No.
He's like the head of Rockstar North up in
oh my God.
Scotland.
Yeah.
Do you?
Yeah, I do now. Yeah, anyway, Leslie Benzies, yeah.
Do you?
No, I
Right. Well, he's actually suing Rockstar, Dan Houser and Sam Houser for $150 million
what?
In royalties.
Is he still working there?
He says that he's owed. No, apparently he turned up to work one day and realised his security card was all changed, so he couldn't get back into the building. A classic. a classic if you ever want to get rid of someone. Yeah.
Don't do this.
Yeah.
Don't do this, not now. Why is he suing him? I've never heard of him. I thought it's just the Houser boys.
You've never heard of him? Oh, no. Well, I mean, that what you just said will be music to Dan and Sam Houser's ears. because he wants parity. Apparently, he wants parity with the royalties that they get. So he's more responsible for the GTA games and the rest of it than... This is what the claim is anyway. He's more responsible for seeing through games than what they are, which is why when they were bought out by Take-Two, he demanded an equal share, which was agreed, but now they've tried to, according to him, weasel out of it.
Oh dear.
Yeah, so it's all getting a bit messy. But the big thing for me is, obviously we know how secretive Rockstar can be and are. This is going to be airing a lot of dirty laundry because the papers are out there to, like, you know, what they're suing them for and all the rest of it. What do they call it? Is it a writ? Do they call it a writ? Whatever it is, the documents that they put together.
Mind like completely blank. Dribble down my chin.
So anyway, the things that the details of everything, like there's already like emails that are out there, which is apparently of Sam Houser sending a message to Leslie saying that they need his help to finish Red Dead, and it was an absolute mess apparently.
Really?
And then he came in and got it finished within a few months.
Technically, the first one was a bit of a mess.
The first one belonged to someone else, though, didn't it? It belonged to Angel Studios, and it was going to be a Capcom game before Rockstar bought it.
Do you reckon they'll keep for the second one? I hope they keep in.
You're not interested about the Rockstar story, are you? I could tell. You switched off.
I'm all about the game.
Switched off, zoned out. Couldn't even be bothered.
As long as they still got Donkey Woman or whatever she was called in Red Dead 2.
Playing with a little ball of wool, like a cat, distracted.
It's all grown-up stories about games. It's all it's like legal stuff.
Not interested. All right, move on then. Move on.
But
Alistair Miller, pull it in. Says Alistair Miller, pull it in. Says, do you guys want some Shakespeare plays? Got the complete works a while ago, so I don't need the individual editions.
What are these like DVDs on Blu-ray or something? Or
I think it's more just the actual the books, mate.
I like the old Romeo and Juliet with the one that was on that someone did a film for. Someone found, was it Scorsese? No, not Scorsese that did that. Who did the kind of Romeo and Juliet with Leonardo DiCaprio?
It's an Australian director, wasn't it? Baz Luhrmann.
Crocodile Dundee.
It's the only Australian person you know, isn't it?
That's
literally,
awful.
quite literally.
Apologise to all our Australian listeners. Joe from Neighbours. Harold Bishop.
Yeah.
That is so racist.
Yeah. It is. It is really racist. Anyway,
apologise for my behaviour.
One last question from David Wright, who says, can I update the podcast question as it's been a while? Okay, good. Will Trump get in for a second term? I mean, he's not even in for the first yet, but will he get in for the second?
Don't get me started on Trump.
Oh, seriously. Here we go. Oh, we've rattled his cage, look.
Oh, I can't even bring myself to talk about him. Like, Cameron's a toad, but Trump is like
racist.
I don't even know how he's got to where he is. It's just beyond me. It makes me weep for humanity that he can still seriously be a contender to become the most powerful person in the world. What the fuck is going on in this place?
Wop, wop, wop.
I'm out. Stop the ride.
It's all media and PR campaigns now. That's how elections are won and lost.
It's absolutely nuts. I mean, it is Trump Town.
It's Trump Town. Yeah, I'm going out on that one.
You can't.
We're getting too political here. I've got to stop Cundy. Got to sedate him.
Frighteningly,
I've got to get him.
He could win. Frighteningly, he could win.
Nah, I think he's been falling off recently. I think it's been.
Yeah, since he said women should be punished for having abortions.
Yeah.
Fuck me, mate.
Yeah, but even Ted Cruz believes that as well.
Oh, Cruise missile.
Yeah.
That's the thing. I mean, Trump probably isn't any worse than Bush. I mean, they're all fucking muppets anyway. Whoever's in power over there, it's all the backroom staff. That's where all the real action takes place, mate.
Exactly.
They could put Trump in, and he still wouldn't. He would never build his wall around Mexico.
No.
He would never punish. All of those things would never get passed, but he's just nuts.
Yeah.
I don't know if he even believes what he's saying. He just says it.
I've got to let's put a stop in this.
Yeah. He's dangerous, mate.
Get him out.
It terrifies me.
Get him out. Put him in, give him Oculus Rift, where it's like a virtual America, and just let him like live in a little barn, walking around pretending that he is president. That's like a nice little thing to do for him, and a safety mechanism for the rest of the world.
He's horrible, dangerous. Like, I don't know if he even knows how dangerous he is. It's just
come on
nuts.
now, come on. We've stirred your loins. We need to stop this. Let's have a little break and come back in a second. Anyway, here we go. New section of the show. When I'm 64.
It's going to be, well, you've just been like telling me off for not doing the jingle for it.
Well, that's why I tried to ruin it with my really, really weak effort on it. But this is explain to the listener what this new section's about.
Well, I kind of thought of the jingle first, weirdly, and then thought about because I was singing it, come on the radio, and it's dee da dee dee dee, and then I thought
contemporary reference,
Commodore 64 dee dee. Everyone knows the song, though, don't they?
Yeah, so we're completely embracing our contemporary references now in a section dedicated to Commodore 64, which Cundy will now explain what this section is all about.
It's basically just an excuse for me to talk about the games I kind of grew up on, because I grew up on the Commodore 64.
And you are now 64 as well. Is that right?
That's the other tie-in. So that's like a nice connecting of the dots.
So you've got like 12 months, and then you'll have to ditch this feature.
Baz Luhrmann was the Australian director that did Romeo and Juliet.
Before.
Did you?
Yes.
Did you send it on an email? I might have missed it. So Commodore 64. So I'd talk about anything to do with the Commodore 64. So if there are any other Commodore 64 fans out there, get in touch. Let us know your Commodore 64 memories, be they happy or sad. When I'm Commodore 64, doo-doo. And I'll definitely have a jingle done for next time.
Right.
So I thought I'd get this very first and possibly last episode of When on Commodore 64 off with the great Gianna sisters.
Off to a flyer.
You've probably heard it, have you? You've probably heard of it?
No.
You know, if you ever played it, you might have played it. It was pretty big. Definitely not played it. Never heard of it.
No, I am shaking my head.
Let me give you a quick rundown. If you just think Super Mario Bros, you've heard of Mario, right?
Yes. Am I part of this? Is it interactive, this section?
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, right, okay, right, yeah.
I haven't got enough to talk about just to be me.
Yeah.
I'll fill it up with some kind of
Let's go. I mean, I'm learning on the fly, so it should be a good bit, this. But yeah, let's go.
So, Great Gianna Sisters, I think it was made by some Germans, or by some...
Right, sisters.
I don't really know. I should have researched
okay.
it a bit more.
Yeah. It's good, I know this bit so far.
I know it came out. It's in '87. So what's that? How old is that? 31 years ago it came out.
Yeah.
Ooh. And the reason I chose this game is because when everyone else was playing Super Mario Bros. On their Nintendos, I was playing this because this was basically a massive rip-off of Mario. And
hang on. Well, sorry. Did you say 87 and then said it was 31 years old?
Is that right?
No.
87. So we're into...
29.
29. It'll be 31 in... I was thinking 2017. Come on, mate. It's early. It's only 9:30 in the morning.
It's going well. It's going well. Keep going.
So when everyone was playing Mario,
right, yeah.
I was playing this Commodore 64 knockoff,
right,
of the Great Gianna Sisters. But it was really, really good.
Right.
But I guess it was really, really good because it was just a rip-off.
Yeah.
Like if you go onto the YouTubes and watch it, if you know the layout.
Oh my God! Yes, right.
If you know the layout of Super Mario Brothers, you'll be like, well, this is just Super Mario Brothers because everything is the same. I think the first level is pretty much identical. It's identical. So like enemy placement.
I think this section might be the one that tips you over the edge.
I think this is going quite well.
No, it's great. I'm enjoying it.
It's going all right. Yeah, it's going all right.
Yeah.
So yeah, everything in it, like the level design, the enemy placement, where the coins are. They're not coins, obviously. They're I think they were like diamonds or something. So clearly not anything like coins. And I think like the Goombas were owls instead of Goombas. But for all intents and purposes, I got a feeling, I can't remember at the end.
Rainbow Arts that did the game.
That's the one. Rainbow Arts, mate. See, you do know about it.
Who also did...
They did like...
Rainbow Island?
Rainbow Island, of course. And...
what was that Kiwi game?
New Zealand Story.
Yeah. Did they do that?
Did that. All the classics, mate. They did some great stuff. But this one got pulled.
It got pulled, did it?
It got pulled
off.
One of the sisters is actually called Maria as well, which is only one letter away from Mario. So it was Gianna and Maria. But yeah, they pulled it. The story was that Nintendo got heavy on them with lawyers and stuff, but or they sued them, but that never actually happened. What did happen was that just they were kind of urged. It was quite clear. Everyone was like, "Wow, you can't do that because that is basically you've just ripped off that game. It's like massive copyright infringement." And Nintendo, I think, I think they got in touch and they just said, "Hey, your game looks a lot like our game, but we're abort." So they did, and they withdrew it from sale. I think you can play it. You can probably play it online. There's going to be emulators and stuff of it. It's probably a bag of shit now. But although I don't know, I played that game, and all the secrets are the same. So like the bit where you can run along and you bump and you can run along the top of the level. All of those bits, they're all exactly the same. But I was discovering the secrets in another game that wasn't the Mario game. But
yeah, he was like the world's first hipster, is what you're saying.
Kind of.
Yeah.
I didn't have a beard. I was only, how old was I then? 14? I was 14 in 1987.
28, weren't you? Come on, mate.
A hoop and a stick.
I'm just looking at it now, and it says on there that the tagline was "The brothers are history" on the box art. So I mean, you can't. Come on, you can't do that, can you?
Get away with it.
And it also says the greatest platform game of all time ? By Zap64.
And that was my publication. Zap64 was that's what I'd buy that religiously every month. Yeah. I mean, it was a brilliant game. I mean, people it was just a massive rip-off. I mean, technically, what they achieved on the Commodore was still impressive. They still had to program it.
Yeah.
Admittedly, they already someone did all the blueprints for them, i.e. Nintendo. They just had to program it for the Commodore. They still did a amazing job with what they did achieve, but it was a rip-off.
A super rip-off.
Super rip-off. But, I mean, I spent hours on that game. I mean, it was brilliant. But I think that as a franchise, I think it's still occasionally still kind of alive. It is.
It is. There's a DS version of it, which is strange because... Like, it's literally made by the people that own Mario. But there's a DS version of the game, and you can also get it on Android apps as well.
I think that I played a version called Twisted Dreams, or not a version. I played Gianna something or other Twisted Dreams, which was like it was like a freebie 1 month on Xbox Gold or PSN or something. It was awful. I mean, it was maybe not awful. It was pretty terrible. I'm not sure. It may. But I think as soon as they stopped, their weakness was obviously making something original, and as soon as that,
do you think so?
Yeah, as soon as they tried to do something original with the name, because obviously it's still successful and it's kind of got a cult following now amongst Commodore 64 aficionados.
Oh, this is the theme music. Oh no, it's gone. It's gone. Forget it. Forget that bit.
Cheers, that's good. But yeah, they clearly they don't know what to do with it. But
no.
Whoever's making it now, it's clear. I can't imagine it's the same guys who made it in the first place. I'm saying it was German.
I think it was.
So I might be wrong.
I think
was
it was. Yeah.
What,
they need to go and whoever's listening to this and they're like, I don't know what Cundy's talking about. It sounds like bullshit. Like it does. It has. It's been painful, this section. I'll be honest. But if you go online now and just check it out, like the similarities are very, very similar.
I think Bowser is replaced with a pterodactyl.
Yeah, it's like the mushrooms are like they look like squashed owls.
Right. Yeah.
So yeah, you should definitely go and check that out. But yeah, I think it's available on Android as well, so you can have a little try of it. But that was
not the Great Genesis isn't available on Android, is it?
Yeah, but not that version.
Not the rip-off one.
Not the 64 version. No.
Mate, I was going to go and get that then. I thought.
No.
Relive me youth, like.
Sadly not. But there we go. That was when I'm six. When is it? When I'm 64? When I'm Commodore 64? What's
no, it's Commodore 64. Doo.
So there's no when I'm in there. It's just
no, because it doesn't work really. Okay. Like the pacing of the phrasing of it doesn't work. When I'm Commodore 64.
Right.
Yeah, I think that works better.
Yeah. Well, we'll sort that out for the next episode.
Yeah,
anyway,
so let's wave that one. We'll take that out back and shoot it later.
Yeah. then show's over. Show's over, everyone. Everyone leave, pack up. Pack up, get out.
Has that gone according to the agenda, Nathan?
I would say no, not quite. No. I think we went off track a little bit.
We did. And there was a bit of chatter, wasn't there?
Exactly. And we had some technical issues at the beginning, which ate into our time. So we've sort of overrun. But we'll bring out new sections. At least we got the Commodore 64 section in there. That was the important thing.
That was the main thing. That was the primary objective.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm sure everyone loved it as well.
Yeah, exactly. So we sort of finished the podcast. So we finished the section with your questions and just your questions and following us on Twitter. Which I should have actually said. If you do have a question, do send it in to us. Via Twitter, because 140 characters is enough to make one question, isn't it?
What's your favourite colour? How many pets have you got?
Yeah.
What animal would you cling film to a lamppost?
Exactly. All in a similar vein. So yeah, follow us at Cundy Nathan Show on Twitter, and send us any messages, and we'll keep you posted about when we're going to be posting up the next podcast as well. If there's any suggestions that you want to make while we're still in our infancy, then do give us a shout. If you want to hear more of Commodore 64 section, if you just want a special on the Commodore 64 session, then
just one long Commodore 64 podcast.
Yeah. Then just let us know, and we'll put that into motion. But
I bet some of our listeners must be old enough to have played the Commodore 64. Surely.
True. Well, even if they're not, we're educating them. There you go. Aren't you?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, it's all important. I mean, kids love all that heritage, gaming legacy, heritage, all that thing, isn't it? Because it's what informs the future, man. The past.
Yeah, I mean, not your example that you just used in that section, but yeah.
Well,
So anyway, we appreciate each and every one of you listening to the podcast. We're doing it simply because of our love for doing podcasts and having an actual audience. So really appreciate all the downloads, and if you could do a little review on iTunes, then that would be perfect, as long as it's a good one. Or not. It can be a shit one if you want to put a shit one, but please don't. Please don't. God, it's all we're going our lives. Please don't make it a bad one. But that's it. End of the podcast. So it just leaves for Matt to say goodbye.
Goodbye.
And for me to say goodbye. Goodbye. And thanks for listening. Thank you very much. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Oh, it's the Cundy Nathan Show.